For the last couple of weeks, I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation, and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and the truth. That was Sean P. Diddy Combs' statement just a few weeks ago. On Tuesday on his Instagram page, he posted this. Time tells truth. You know what else tells truth? Surveillance footage. Bad boy. If I were P. Diddy's team of lawyers, I'd be tendering my resignation right now. Because no amount of money or public relations is going to fix this mess. In the court of public opinion, he's already been convicted and sentenced. Hello everyone, my name is Rogan and this is Bahamian Gyal. On my platform, I do social commentary and reaction videos. I encourage my audience to have private conversations in public. If this is your first time seeing me, welcome. If this is not your first time and you enjoy my content, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Also, if you've been on my channel and you are a subscriber, please consider becoming a member. All the details are down below in the description box. So by now, I'm sure you, like so many other people, have already seen the footage, the disgusting footage of rapper P. Diddy Combs, Sean P. Diddy Combs, allegedly assaulting his ex-girlfriend or his then-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, back in 2016 in a Los Angeles hotel. CNN was the first to unveil this footage. Like I said, that was from 2016. And if you have not seen it, I'm not going to be playing it on my channel only because YouTube is YouTubing as it usually YouTubes. And it is flagging people's videos and having some of them taken down. So I just don't want to risk having this video flagged or taken down or any of that stuff. So I won't be playing the entire video, but it is on CNN, which I don't even understand why YouTubers are being flagged when CNN can play it in its entirety. But if you need to see that video, please go ahead and watch it on CNN's channel. My cousin was the one who sent me this video and I didn't know what it was when she sent it. I remember just opening up my phone and seeing the footage and I was like, what is this? What's going on? And then I saw what was probably one of the most disgusting things I've seen in my entire life. And I've seen a lot of disgusting things in my life. A lot of people are very upset today and speaking out over that footage, which just shows the most brutal beating, the most brutal attack I think I've ever seen, at least on TV. I mean, real life is a totally different thing. We've been seeing a lot of celebrities being assaulted in elevators, near elevators over the years. But this one, I don't know why this just did something to me. Just to see Cassie tiptoeing through the hallways like a lot of abused women do, just trying to get away, and to see Sean P. Diddy Combs running after her and the way he hit her. It was like the way he grabbed her head back when she had on her hoodie, the way he grabbed her back and the way he kicked her. I wouldn't kick a dog like that. I wouldn't kick a dog like that, let alone some woman who looks like she's probably 118 pounds, 120 tops. She was so thin and so frail compared to this guy. And it just made me sick to my stomach. And I feel like saying, oh, it made me sick to my stomach and it just disgusted me. It's just not even strong enough at how I was so repulsed. I was completely slack-jawed watching that video and just knowing that this man who just weeks ago was talking about, oh, you know, these are just people looking for a payday. And this thing happened from 2016 and we're just now seeing it. Kudos to CNN for getting this footage. I don't know how they obtained it. It hasn't been revealed just yet, but it's definitely out there. And I think that this is going to be the first in a series of exclusive footage that we're going to see about this man and his behavior towards other people, particularly women and the women in his life. I think this is just the start. I think the floodgates have definitely been opened now. So for those of you who, like me, were sickened to watch this video or to see what happened in this video and you're hoping that he's going to face charges, he will not be facing any charges. It's already been said. Let me read this. So Friday night, a Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office said that P. Diddy will not be prosecuted for this 2016 video that shows him kicking, hitting, and dragging his then-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. And this is what the statement said. Quote, we are aware of the video that has been circulating online allegedly depicting Sean Combs assaulting a young woman in Los Angeles. We find the images extremely disturbing and difficult to watch. If the conduct depicted occurred in 2016, unfortunately, we would be unable to charge as the conduct would have occurred beyond the timeline where a crime of assault can be prosecuted. Statute of limitations have already run out. This is what, 8 years later, we're just seeing this. And a question that a lot of people have is, if this was surveillance footage inside of the hotel, why are we just now seeing it? Why wasn't this reported to police? Well, Cassie Ventura, in her lawsuit, when was this? Last year, she alleged that Sean Combs got control of that footage, that he paid $50,000 to some hotel security to get it, which I think the Intercontinental Hotel, which is in LA, I don't even think it's around anymore. I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure it's not around anymore. It's like it's closed up, that hotel in particular. But if that is in fact the case, and some security personnel handed over that that footage to Sean Combs, they should have some sort of liability. I don't know if now the statute of limitations would have run out, but I think the Intercontinental Hotel definitely needs to be releasing a statement about that. Because why would security be, for $50,000, like, you watch a young lady being beaten, the way she was assaulted, kicked like a dog. This man threw a vase at her, and you were like, $50K? Sure, I'll sell it. Boy, people unscrupulous. Well, following the release of CNN's viral video, Diddy's dingbat son Christian Combs went online on social media and had this to say. This is from 2016. They already deal with the situation. My question is, why now? Well, King Combs, your father tried to make this woman out to be a liar, which clearly she is not. Why are you even responding to this? I don't care if this video were from 1996. Your father dragged this woman through a hotel on the floor, punched her, kicked her, yanked her by her hoodie, threw a glass vase at her, treated her like a dog, treated her less than human. And your response is, why now? That's tantamount to saying this is old news. Like, what y'all talking about this? They already dealt with this. This is old news. Old news to you. Old news to them, not old news to us. This is fresh. And it's disgusting. He should have just said nothing. Let me also point out that King Combs is also listed in a lawsuit that claims he sexually assaulted a woman working on a yacht that was chartered by his father. The lawsuit says that Diddy created the circumstances to allow for this incident to happen, allegedly, and he paid to cover it up. Apple, tree. Well, let's go back to that video because it corroborated a substantial amount of the allegations that Cassie made in her lawsuit. Now, one of the things that I have been hearing online from people, because you know how people go, they talk, they have something to say. There are people who felt really sorry for her, who said, this really validates what happened. And there were other people who were really, it seems that they were on Diddy's side, like, oh, this is AI. How do we know this isn't deep fake? And then the question that came up a lot was, why did she stay? Why didn't she leave? That's a question that always comes up. And trust me, I was one of those people who used to ask that same question too whenever I saw somebody was in an abusive relationship. I was like, why don't you just get away? Why don't you just leave? But time and experience has taught me that that's not always easy to do. It's really not. Let's look at the circumstances of everything. Cassie was 19 years old when she met Diddy. He was 37 years old at the time. So she was new. She was a young, fresh face, bright and new, and into Hollywood. And Diddy was already established in his career. There was an age disparity. There was an age difference. So he already had her on the age. There was a wealth disparity. She was a newcomer. She didn't have any money. She didn't have anything. He had a lot of money. He had a lot of influence. And I'm sure he had a lot of people who were willing to do his bidding. So you have the age, you have the wealth, you have the power. He was also very domineering and controlling. And this is not something that we just heard from Cassie in her lawsuit, but we heard this from other women who were with him. There have been many of Diddy's associates, Gene Deal being one of them, who have come out and said that he was abusive towards other girlfriends, namely Kim Porter, the mother of several of his children, his longtime ex-girlfriend, and Misa Hilton. They said he was very abusive towards these women. So there have been red flags. This man has already shown his dominance and that he can make things happen. He can make things go away. Those are dangerous circumstances for anyone, even if you were connected. So for someone who was as connected and wealthy as Diddy is, who are you going to run to? Who knows who all he had on his payroll? And then for people who say, well, why didn't she leave? Well, you see the surveillance footage of her trying to leave. Anyone who's been around abuse and they know it firsthand, either they've been abused or they've seen a sister, an aunt, a mother, a best friend trying to get away. They know the signs. That girl tiptoeing barefoot through the hallway of a hotel trying to get, honestly, I don't even know why she tried to take the elevator, because I would have been hauling ass down the stairs. I would have been through the stairwell, but she went to the elevator. And she looked like an abused woman trying to escape. And what did he do? He came tearing down through the hallway to get her. We don't even know how many times she's tried to leave him. And then a lot of these abusers, they have, it's like a playbook that they operate from. In the beginning, they're charming, they're loving, they give you every single thing that you want. You fall head over heels, so the emotional attachment is there. A lot of these abusers detach you from your family. Listen, I can give you everything you need. You don't have to be in contact with your mother. You don't have to be in contact with your sister or your brother. They isolate you. And then they start threatening you. And then you see them doing things to other people and you realize that same thing can happen to me. So let me just be quiet, try not to step on this person's toes. Let me try not to make them angry, just kind of stay in my place. And maybe I won't anger him or her and I'll be okay. And then when you're abused, that person then love bombs you. I'm sorry. Let me buy you things to get you back. And then the cycle just repeats. A lot of women and men who are abused, and I have to remember there are men who are abused too, they don't have the luxury of just leaving. People say, oh, she was a star in her own right. We don't know how much money Cassie had. We don't know what resources she had. We don't know any of that stuff. So maybe she didn't have anyone she could run to. And that's the situation with a lot of people. A lot of times we say, oh, people should just leave, just go to a shelter. You think it's easy to just go to a shelter? I think people who just say, oh, someone should just leave, really need to sit down and talk to women and men who have been physically, emotionally, mentally abused for like a protracted amount of time, and let them tell you that it's not easy to leave, to just leave. So I think people really need to just stop and just be a little bit more sympathetic there. I will say that there are a lot of red flags. This man was a walking red flag because he had a reputation as someone who was violent. So that alone would have kept me far away from him. But when people come to Hollywood doe-eyed with starry dreams and someone is promising them the lifestyle of the rich and famous, it is hard for young people especially. Don't think of yourself if you're in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s. Don't think of it that. Think about these young girls or these young boys who come into the industry wanting fame. And they get it at any cost. It's tough. But for the individuals who are in the comments section just saying, oh, she deserved it. And like, oh, I still stand with Diddy. These idiots. You stand with Diddy? This man who's just pummeling this woman. You stand with him? All I kept thinking when I was watching that video is, Diddy beat Cassie like a dog with one hand. One hand. And all I kept thinking as I was watching that is, what if he had on full clothing? Because, he was trying so hard to keep that towel on his body, that little towel that was wrapped around his waist. And so he was attacking her with one hand. I was like, my God, if he had both hands on her, I could only imagine. She was already on the ground, lying still, and he kicked her. And that's the fool y'all stand with? It really makes me feel like some of y'all are sick. Some of y'all are real sick. And I'm not even going to say, imagine it were your wife. Imagine it was your daughter. Imagine it were you shouldn't have to imagine any of that stuff. You shouldn't have to have a wife. You shouldn't have to have a daughter. Or you shouldn't have to imagine it's your mother. That's just a human being at the end of the day. Anyway, guys, just let me know your thoughts about this video. I wasn't going to do a video on this, and I just said, I just want to weigh in because, a lot of times what precipitates my weighing in is when I see stupidity in the comment section. When I see people making stupid videos where they're elevating and celebrating someone who has just completely done wrong. And like I said, for the individuals who are talking about, oh, they stand with Diddy. Oh, I stand with, they're just trying to take a black man down. They're just trying to take a man. Like, y'all make me sick. As I said earlier, nothing is going to come of this video because this is from 2016. So the time has expired on when I suppose Cassie could take any sort of action. But I certainly hope to hear some sort of statement from the hotel about how this footage was able to be hidden for 8 years. And even though he won't be charged for this, I think some charges are imminent. He is accused of a lot of wrongdoing, sex trafficking. And so I think we will definitely be seeing Diddy, unless he cuts some sort of deal. I don't know. We're going to see him facing some charges. It's imminent. I feel like it's imminent. Drop your comments down below what you think about this whole situation. I especially want to hear from the men and women who have been in abusive situations. Just kind of, you don't have to go too deep into your story. Go as deep as you feel comfortable, because I really want to hear from you all, because I've spoken to enough abused women and 2 abused men in my life, just 2, who have said it ain't always easy to just pack up and leave. So just let me know what you guys think about that, and what you think should happen moving forward, because I feel, like I said earlier, that this is just the beginning. And I think, especially with the feds having seized so many of his computers and surveillance cameras from his home when they did that raid a few weeks or months ago, I feel like we're going to start to see some stuff that's just going to blow our minds. Weigh in down below. I want to hear from you guys. I will see you all on Wednesday, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. See ya. Bye.